Unit 13.3, sorting arrays. So I made an unsorted array, unlike the ones above where we were making them nice and in order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is in row major order. I made an array called unsorted that goes 9, 2, 1, 8, 3, 5, 6, 4, 7, and I want to turn it into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, to do that, I'm going to try using arrays.sort. I'm going to say, hey, arrays.sort static method call sort the unsorted array. The only issue though is that this arrays.sort was meant for one-dimensional array, and I'm trying to work on a two-dimensional array. I think this might run into trouble because I don't see how we could sort this with that. That'll be a little tricky. So I'm going to try it and see what we get. What do we know? An error is here. Okay, so this error is suggesting that something went wrong somewhere. So let me click on the unit 13 Java 85, and that should take me to the line 85. You can see that my array right here is what I want to actually sort it to, but that didn't work out. So let me just click on that. Oh, see right here, it says the sort is no good. Okay, so the sort is no good. It can't do this way. That's not a problem. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to make a method that's going to take the two-dimensional array, copy the values over into a one-dimensional array, sort the one-dimensional array, and then take that values from the one-dimensional array and write them back to the two-dimensional array in the right order. Now you may say that's not quite efficient, and you're correct, but there are many ways to do this, and there are more sophisticated ways to do this. But I want to also show you could turn a 2D array into a 1D array, and vice versa, turn a 1D into a 2D with row major order. So I'm going to scroll down, and you see my methods. I made a print. So you could see that the print method is similar, or actually the same as the one that we did before. So you remember me printing. See how the code looks? The only difference is I'm wrapping this into its own block, a method, and it can print any two-dimensional array. We're going to need that moving forward, so might as well do it now. Take in the two-dimensional array, row major order, and print it. Okay, so this one is going to be statically called, so I could print the two-dimensional array. Here's my sort. Sort a two-dimensional array by first copying the elements into a one-dimensional array, and then sorting one-dimensional array using arrays.sort, then copying the values back into it quite a bit. So here we go. The array comes in. I make a new array. It's a one-dimensional array, but be careful here. A.length is the number of rows times the number of columns. Remember what I said, you could use 0. See, I'm not inside of a loop, so I can't use row here, right? If I was inside a loop where row actually has a value, I could have put row here, but we can at least guarantee 0. If this is an array, to the array, it has at least one row. So we have the row times the column for the total number of elements in the 1D array. Remember, this is going to go straight across. And I have then integer I, so it could update the 1D array, and I wrote the row major order. See what I was talking about? It's going to be everywhere. So it's almost like you need to just memorize it, right? Because it's just the same thing every time. Now I'm going to take every value in a row column, row always first, and copy that, assign it to the values in array. An array is going to get updated for every I. So the first time I is 0 is going to get I the 0 spot, then I plus plus the first, and so on. Once I've copied all the values in this from this to the array, I then sort the array. This one, the 1D one, okay, sort it. And then I write the row major order again, but this time I'm copying it the other way now. See, I being 0, started over, okay? I don't want to say int I again here, because remember, this I is the same I, it's in the right scope. It's in the scope of this method. So if I put an int here, it's going to throw an error because it's going to say, hey, you already have the I, so might as well just start it over to 0. And this time I'm copying it the other way. See, everything else is the same. The plus plus, the row major order loops, right? But I'm copying the single array 1D into the 2D. But the 1D array going into the 2D array is going to be sorted because this guy was already sorted. Now here's the good part, is that this row major order, the code that you're seeing here, is frequently used. So what you've just seen, if seen it over and over, you'll be able to write it because you know exactly what to expect. And I use the word row and column so there's no confusion. All right, but once I copy this back, now this guy, memory is destructive. So those values that used to be in the 00 and the 01 and so on are going to get erased and changed to these values. So it's going to be sorted when it's all done. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and run this so you could see it works. Let me go ahead and run this. So I've already I have my sorted array, unsorted I should say. I tried to sort it this way. That doesn't work. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to print out the unsorted array. So you can see the print here for the print array, statically called. Print a new line in between, sort the array, store it as the sorted array, print the sorted array now. So this shouldn't be unsorted. So we want the sorted array is going to get printed now. And the sorted array prints using the print method. So I'm going to run that. And there we have it. The unsorted array, you should remember, 921, 921, 835, 835, 647, 647. Sorted array. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. So this one's a little different compared to the one day array. The one day array is arrays.sort. But for this one, because it's a little more complex, we have to go through a little bit of steps here. The print method is going to be useful going forward as we go ahead into 13.4, where we're going to do a couple more. These are 3 things here. We're going to add maybe 1 or 2 more. And we're going to write a couple of loops and figure out how to go about processing information inside a 2D array. All right, sorting arrays. Not as simple as 1D when we're sorting a 2D. 13.3 sorting arrays. This brings us to the end. 13.3.